In the Philippines, size matters.
I thought it was the motion of the ocean, not the size of the boat.
That makes you the captain of the love boat, a luxury liner.
Wow, that's so crazy. Hey, Chrissy, I want to tell a joke for everybody. You ready?
Yeah, always ready.
Okay, don't be offended.
Okay.
It's sort of on topic. So, there's this guy, he's a stockbroker in New York City, and right in the middle of the day, he's having a terrible day. He sneaks out and he goes into a bar. He's never been in this bar, but it's enormous, and it's got these Western-style doors he swings open, and he walks in, and it's midday, and everyone should be at work, and there's nobody in the bar but the bartender, and he's like, oh, this is such a huge place, and it's so boring, and he walks up to the bartender, and he's going, this place is dead. I just got out of work. I just needed a little relief. Don't you have anything for entertainment, music, something? A bartender looks at him and nods, and he reaches under the bar and he pulls out this little miniature baby grand piano. It's like perfect in every detail. It's a Baldwin. He sets it on top of the bar, and he reaches back under again, and he brings out a little stool for the piano, and the customer is like looking at it. Why is this guy showing him a baby little miniature? And he reaches back under the bar again, and on his hand he pulls up a little miniature man dressed in a tuxedo. He flings his tux back. Bartender sets him onto the bar. He walks out onto the bar, steps up to the piano. He starts playing Rachmaninoff. Oh my God, the guy's like, oh, that's crazy. That's the crazy. I've never seen any. Where would you get a little miniature man dressed in a tuxedo playing piano? Bartender doesn't say anything, but he looks at him. He reaches under the bar and he pulls out a lantern, and he nods at it, and he says, rub the lantern. Customer looks at the lantern, he rubs it, whoosh, the smoke comes out, and out comes this really fat, sloppy genie.
Oh.
And
I was expecting a beautiful genie
like from my dream. No, this guy, he's really a little bit overweight. And the customer looks at the genie, and the genie nods at him and says, I will grant you one bish. Because bish? You mean wish? Genie nods. Customer whispers in the genie's ear what his wish is, and then 30 seconds later, after nothing's happening, but 30 seconds later, he starts to hear like a train, like a tornado, a rumbling, and the doors to the bar swing open, and ducks, nothing but ducks. Ducks are flying through the bar, into the bar, out the other end of the bar. It lasts like 20 minutes. There's so many ducks. And after it's all over and the final duck feathers have finally settled, the customer is like dazed and confused. And he looks at the bartender and says, what the heck? I didn't ask for 1,000,000 ducks. I asked for $1,000,000. Well, the bartender looks at him and says, yeah, I didn't ask for an 8-inch pianist either. Chrissy, you look spectacular today. You look good in black. Well, you look good all the time.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to my sponsor. Just joking.
Chrissy, what you got in the bowl over there?
Oh, I wrote 5 and you wrote 5 in this little piece of paper. These are the things where size matters here in the Philippines.
I thought it was the motion of the ocean, not the size of the boat.
That makes you the captain of the love boat, a luxury liner.
Wow, that's so crazy. So does size matter in the Philippines? We've got a bowl here. I put down 5 things where I think size matters in the Philippines, and you put down 5 things size matters in the Philippines. When you met me that very first day, were you intimidated because I was tall?
Oh, you mean when I met you in person?
Yeah, in person, that first time.
In person. A little bit.
Did you look at my feet and see if I have like a size 12 and a half foot size?
Well, yeah, I look at it. I look at your fingers. I look at, you know what, normally people that are tall like you, they have this like big size foot, you know. So that was expected.
Okay. This is a family show, so let's go to the questions. First.
You gotta read first.
I read first.
Yeah, you first.
I told the joke. You should read first. How tall you are in the Philippines matters.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Well, women in the Philippines would like to date a man that are taller than them.
Well, that's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And then for a woman like me, I'm just 5'3".
5'3".
3 inches.
You know, it's
yeah.
interesting because you put down the wrong number of centimeters on your profile when we
Yeah.
were dating. You said you were 5'1". I did the math. Your centimeters came out to 5'1". So
Yeah.
when I met you, and we did the math online, and you said you were 5'3", but
Yeah.
when I met you, I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
But there are certain jobs in the Philippines where
Yes.
size matters, and
Yeah.
if you are not 5'5", or you can't get the job in the like in some of these mall jobs where salespeople. You know, there's even neighborhoods in the Philippines where if you're a certain religion, they won't rent you a house. But in for a woman to be a stewardess or to get a sales,
Yes.
how tall do you have to be a saleswoman in the mall?
5 feet.
No,
Yeah,
5'3" or taller.
Yeah, 5'2" or taller, I think. But 5 feet is like considerable if you are good. You have this pleasing personality. You're good looking. So I have a history of applying as a sales lady before when I was like 16 years old, and my height during that time is like 5 feet and 1 inch.
Yeah.
So I got accepted.
At 5, yeah, I thought you had to be 5'3" at certain malls.
Yeah, I got accepted because they said if I'm gonna wear a high heels, it will add my
Okay, all right. Let's see what pops
height.
out of the bowl next. I'll do the drawing here. Let's see what you got. Ready? Here, I'll hold the bowl.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was expecting that I'm gonna get this
Yeah.
bank account.
Oh,
for
the size of the bank account matters in the Philippines.
Yes, it matters.
Well, we talked before once on a video that if you have $41,000 of annual income, you're considered rich in the Philippines. Or if you have $62,000 US in the bank, you're considered really rich.
Yeah.
So why does the size of a man's bank account matter? Come on, put you on pressure. Quick. What's the first thing that pops to your mind?
It matters because in a relationship, money is very important. You can solve problems through money, like housing and, recreational activities and, entertainment in life. That is one of the ways you can pull out stress in life,
So a little bit of money, less stress.
You will need money if you need that. So.
A lot of people with money, they have a lot of stress because they're so worried about losing their money. So let me ask you a question. If a man had only a $1,000 US pension, let's call it 55,000 pesos a month pension, and you met him online, what would you think? Would he be rich enough to date?
Not rich enough, but enough to date.
Okay, so you wouldn't call him rich, but you'd say if he had the other attributes you were looking for, you would settle down with this man in the Philippines.
It also depends on him. Because if, like, for example, he had that $1,000 pension in a month, but he also drink hard, that can also, cut a lot of the budget.
So you think the average Filipina, even though the size of $1,000 a month is a big bank account for the average,
it is
to be for her boyfriend or a future husband.
Yes, but no matter how big your bank account is, if you're spending a lot too, that could also affect your money. Yeah. So even if it's just $1,000 a month, but your expenses is also like limited and you manage it carefully, it would be enough.
What would you think if a man came to the Philippines with no savings, but he had $1,000 a month pension, but he didn't have any health insurance to fall back on? What would you think? Would you want to be in a relationship with that man, or would you find that to be too precarious?
I think it will be okay. Everything will have a solution in the future if there will be two person that will, take care of it.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Let's go to let's put that one away.
Okay.
We need a place for our used questions over here somewhere.
It's folded.
Okay. Here's number 3.
Yeah, that's yours.
Let's go to the questions here. Shoe size matters. Well, I can say, people do say that your shoe size and if you can palm a basketball, it's indicative of other things, but this is a family show, Chrissy. You cannot get, I wear like a 12 and a half, sometimes a 13 Nike tennis shoe, a 12 American size, maybe 45 European. You cannot get shoes most places here in the Philippines. Yeah. So size matters because you have to.
You're saying.
Bring shoes from America if you got big feet. And yeah.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So why?
It's not the size of the boat; it's the motion of the ocean, Chrissy. What are you driving at here?
I want to have both, like the motion and
Okay.
and the size matter.
Okay.
So no, I'm gonna expand about the shoe size.
I'm embarrassed
Yeah.
because it's not 100%. You know, just because I have a big foot doesn't really prove anything.
Yeah, I can prove it.
Okay, go.
So is there any scientific explanation about that?
There probably is. Please comment below. Okay.
Yeah. What do you
Chrissy,
think
go
about
ahead. Let's go for the next one, Chrissy.
Okay. But yeah, size matter to me.
Okay, go. Size of the bank account. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, family size.
Family size. Okay, you know, a really smart expat told me in my very first meet, like I was in town a week, and we went to an expat meetup, and he told me, keep your family about 2 hours away from where you live, because if they come over for dinner and they live 2 hours away, they'll jump on their motorcycles and go home and sleep in their own bed. But if they live more than 2 hours away, they will spend the night.
Yeah.
That kind of lends itself to size matters. So, you know, if you have a really large extended family, and you got a big family, you got 5 brothers and sisters, 4? 4.
4. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
And about 20 cousins.
3 sisters.
You got cousins everywhere.
What 4 brothers? I have only 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
So you have 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
So yeah, we're 6.
And how many cousins do you have?
A lot.
A lot, like 25 or more?
Yeah, my mother and my mom's side, they are 16.
16.
Including the 2 twins.
Yeah, so it's big, but your nuclear family is not too big. I mean, it's 5 for a Western family would be considered large, a 7 family. So why does it matter if you meet a Filipina and she has a really large family? What is it going to impact?
There will be a positive and negative impact to that, because if the family will be expecting your support to them, then you will be expecting a large amount to support that family because they're a big family.
Yeah.
But the advantage of that in us Filipina is that you have a lot of people to lean on whenever you have a struggle in life, you know.
Yeah.
Like I heard that from a person before, that you need to have at least 3 children in the Philippines, because at least if the one child will fail his or her future, you still have 2 other kids you can hope for.
It's your pension plan in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm pulling out. Okay, here, it's my turn. Patience. Why? You wrote patience.
I wrote patience.
Tell everybody why patience matters. What we're littering.
Yeah. Of course, the size of your patience matter here in the Philippines, especially to those Westerners that wanting to be here. You should be patient like us Filipinos.
Why are you guys so patient?
Because we're trained to be patient. Why? Because we were born here in developing country, and the services, you know,
slow.
A little bit slow.
A little bit, really slow.
Oh, okay, let's say
you know, customer service at restaurants, banks. If you go to the bank, you might plan to be there all day. Government services can be very slow.
Yeah.
Checking out at the grocery store, it's uncanny. 1 out of 2 times we go, the cashier has to change out her drawer, and we wait 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, so it requires really a huge patience here in the Philippines.
I've noticed that I've kind of developed it a little bit. I'm, maybe being retired, but I just don't assume anything's. I'm always pleased if something goes smoothly.
Yeah, and you should be patient also to your Filipina.
Yeah, it's right. Well, yeah, we put up with patience. Okay.
Oh.
All right, it's your pull.
Oh, me. Housing lot.
Housing and lot size.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? Well, you know, we've moved 3 times in 7 or 8 months. And we started in a townhouse community, and it was like living next door to a kennel and a construction yard. The noise from the neighbors and the dogs, there were no roosters, but the dog noise and the construction noise, people upgrading, it was, you could hear your neighbors go up and down the stairs. So there's a lot of noise pollution here in the Philippines. I mean, there's pollution in general, environmental issues. There's a lot of smoke coming out of the jeepneys, but there's so much noise pollution. It's to be able to film this outside and have really no noise is remarkable. In our last house, we had to film indoors,
Yes.
shut the windows, tape the blinds, and use green screen because we could never film. We couldn't find a place outside where the dogs and the roosters were not going crazy. And that was in a guard-gated community that didn't allow roosters.
Make sure you're in the frame lang.
Yeah, that didn't allow roosters. So if you want privacy, you need a big lot, and you might need a
Yes.
big house to separate you from your neighbors.
Yes, and one also is if your Filipina has a big family, you will need
When they
a
visit,
big house.
yeah, but they just throw mats on the floor and they sleep. Everyone sleeps on the floor, or they stay up all night too.
Yeah, but for you to have a privacy while your family is visiting you,
Yeah.
you need really.
What if you get just a one of the things about a condo, which everybody's thinking while we're talking, I'll just get a condo. I don't need room for the family. But we rented a condo in Davao on like the 30th floor, 20th floor, beautiful, across from Ayala Mall. And we could hear roosters in the morning when we woke up. And one of the neighbors had a dog. Fortunately, it didn't bark, but you could hear it kind of running around in the condo next door. You could hear its claws on the patio. And when it went in and out of the building to do its business, you could hear it out in the hallway. So you could have children or animals. And then one of the other things in the Philippines is people will run businesses right out of their home. So you might have a delivery service coming every 15 minutes and knocking on your neighbor's door. You might have sounds of industrial equipment. We had a catering company outside our door at our first place with 7 employees doing silverware at 5 a.m. So there's all kinds of noise. And so lot size matters.
it matters.
Yeah. Okay. Is my turn?
Yeah, it's
All
your
right.
turn.
Here we go. Driving cars, trucks, and motorcycles. This is
Gotta
really
pick that up.
eye-opening. I had no idea that here in the Philippines, nobody follows the driving rules of the road. They have a code which is size matters. And when I thought of making this video about size matters in the Philippines, I was thinking about driving.
Yeah.
When I rent a
Very
car, so when you rent a car and you're making a right turn in the Philippines, you have to check your right side passenger mirror to make sure somebody is not turning, a motorcycle is not there making a right-hand turn or passing you on your right-hand side. And also, very few intersections have traffic lights. And it makes for the traffic to move quite smoothly because there are no lights. And the way that people yield is totally based on size. So if you're on foot, a bicycle will not yield to you. If you're in a small car, you don't yield to the tuk-tuk. If you're in a big car, you don't yield to the small car. If you're in a truck, a medium-sized truck, you don't yield to the SUV. And if you're in a big truck, you don't yield to anybody. So when you get to an intersection, even though you have the right of way and you're going straight, nobody assumes that you have the right of way. We look to see what size vehicle is trying to enter traffic. And if the vehicle is smaller than you, you just don't yield and continue to go straight. But if you're in a medium-sized car and there's an SUV or a pickup truck and he will enter your lane of traffic because he'll see that you're smaller. So here in the Philippines, size matters when it comes to driving. When you're a pedestrian, you have to watch out for everybody's bigger than you. They will run you over. If you rent a small car, watch out. The pickup trucks and the big trucks, they will not yield even though you have the right of way. And when you want to make a right-hand turn, the motorcycle will ignore that it's your time to turn. He will come up on your right-hand side. And if you turn tight, you'll hit him and you'll injure him and you'll be responsible for the damage, even though he's on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
So size matters when it comes to driving. That totally confused me and shocked me, but it has its own methodology, I see now. Yeah.
Yeah, you get used to it.
I think I got used to it, yeah. Okay, back to,
It's me?
yeah, that one may be the one I already did. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. Here we go. It's you.
Body size.
Body size. Well, you know, the Philippines loves its basketball. It's a basketball culture. Every barangay hall has a basketball court. So every barangay, and I don't know, there's tens of thousands of them, has a basketball court. Filipinos love to wear either basketball jerseys or motorsports jerseys, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to be in the army, if you want to be a police officer, size kind of matters, right?
It is.
We talked about sales girls and height.
Yeah.
But the Filipinos tend to be short. the average height of a Filipino man is probably 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah.
5'6", 5'7".
And so if you're lucky enough, like your brother Dan, he was here. He's almost 5'10". He's like a strapping. So he stands out. He really, really stands out. And occasionally when we go to the market, they have a security guard, and he's like 5'11" and fit. He just dominates. Like his physical stature kind of dominates.
Yeah,
that's probably why he got the job.
Yeah, body size matter here in the Philippines. So
like skin color matters too, but because people, they hate getting suntan. They want white skin.
Oh,
why? But why is a man's size so important? It's so unusual if you get a tall kid.
Yes, but
better opportunities. You think you get better job? It's like a good looking. If you're a tall man, you think it's like a good looking woman. People give you promotions, things like that.
I think so.
You might get jobs. You might not police and army, things like that.
Yeah. But sometimes Filipinos will see your body size, and if you're thin, they said you're not eating well, and if you're chubby, then you have a good food at home.
I heard a story about two politicians that were chubby, and it was 2 weeks before the election, and they came into a restaurant and they ordered as much food as they could eat, and they told the Westerner that the election was coming up in 2 weeks, and it was important for them to look healthy and to look wealthy, and to make the voters see them as being really heavy and chubby and fat, and that way the voters would think that they were successful and wealthy people, and they'd get more votes. So there's sort of a size matters case, right?
Yeah, like a size matter.
Your turn. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, my turn. Okay, here. Cheese and food.
Okay, so food.
Okay, so cheese. This is a picture we'll show you of me with a giant block of cheese. They have a Costco variety here called S&R, and it's really, really hard to get quality cheese. Somebody wrote in, why do you need cheese? I don't know. It reminds me of home. I eat a keto diet, so I eat more cheese than most maybe. But you can go to the really expensive specialty markets here, and you can get small quantities of very, very expensive cheese. But if you want a good value and you want Gouda cheese like this picture here at a decent price, you got to spend, I think it cost me $60 for this block of cheese. It lasted a long time, but you can't get a small. You'll pay through the nose if you buy a little small quantity, even if they offer it. So, and other example, why does food size matters? Like America, the portions are enormous. That's why everybody's so chubby. But here, like people, the size of the portion of rice that people take. Oh my God! You see these people. Like your brother, he's got like this lizard tummy. He doesn't have like 2 pounds of extra weight on him. But when I see him eat rice, it's second, third portion. It's like the size of his head, the portion of rice.
Well, most of the Filipino mindset is that if you eat a large amount of food, you will be healthier. So like me, my mom will always tell me, you have to eat a lot so I will be healthier, because they think I am not healthy because I'm thin and maybe I didn't eat much.
So when you go to a Filipino birthday party, they have this table with like 15 dishes all laid out, and it's way more food than anybody could eat. Is that like, what is the point of that? That size matters?
Yes, size matters, because if you will go to an event and then the food is not much, then you will have a bash talk with your guests, like they have a celebration, but the food wasn't enough. So size matters.
In the Philippines, there's an etiquette rule, which is you're not supposed to take the last piece of food on the plate.
Yes.
So in America, sometimes we ask if the other person wants to split it, but here you just won't take the last piece.
We don't.
Okay. All right, we're down to the last. Who's it? It's yours.
Me?
Yeah. What could it be?
Can't remember. Job.
The size of your job. What size? How is that size related? A big job.
Job.
So, like if you're a politician, it's better to be the governor than the congressman, I guess. But what is it?
Oh, BJ.
What is that? BJ.
Big job. Why?
Nothing. Okay, so big job matters.
Sorry.
Okay, so big job matters because Big job.
Why did I say that?
Why did you say that? Big job matters because what? You'll get the girl. You can impress the family.
Yeah, a big salary also.
Big salary.
Yeah,
So
if you
really,
get a
that
big
goes back to
job.
the size of money.
Yeah, it goes back.
So, Chrissy, we chatted online about 4 hours a day once we met for 40 days.
2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night.
My strategy was to keep you on that video chat so long that there wasn't enough time for another Western man to get
Oh,
through.
we have the same strategy.
Yeah. But, we met in person at the Manila airport.
See.
What do you remember the first time you laid eyes on me? Did I look like my pictures? Did I look like my video chat?
You look better than the picture. You
Yeah.
are like very different.
I always tell people, if the girl has 5 pictures on her profile, it's the worst picture. That's who you're going to meet.
Yes.
However, I have experienced the phenomenon that very few people look good in photos. Now, Chrissy looks amazing, but the majority of people look better in person than photos. They sound better in person than on a video chat.
Yeah.
Video can make you look like you're carrying an extra 10 pounds. When I met you, I was shocked that you were like 102 pounds, and you looked more like 115 in the videos. And I was really amazed. And I watched 500 women. I don't know why you didn't come out of the terminal, but I watched like 500 women come out of the terminal. And about 250, if they had walked up to me, and I'd have been okay. They were good looking. They had great figures. When Chrissy walked up, I was like totally bowled over. I couldn't believe how petite you were. And it was kind of shocking that you were so much prettier in person.
I remember. Should I share this?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So one time you asked me what is my bikini size, because you were thinking that where is that? In Argentina?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Argentina you're gonna buy me like a piece of maybe
Lingerie.
beach,
Lingerie.
and then Rob asked me if what is my size, and I said I'm extra small, and then he said no way.
Yeah, I'm from the video, I just couldn't believe extra small. That's like the size of like a 14-year-old girl or something like that. And I bought you some lingerie.
Yeah.
And
should we show them the picture?
No, we should not. It's like we'll break the internet if we show that picture. But at Victoria's Secret at the terminal in Manila.
Yes.
Little did I know that Chrissy doesn't wear anything like that. And doesn't wear a bikini at the beach.
Yeah,
and doesn't really wear jewelry. This is the first time anybody's probably ever seen you in earrings.
Yeah.
But the smallest size they sold at the Manila Victoria's Secret was extra small.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is a waste of money because this is not going to fit. But sure enough, it fit.
Yeah. Let us show them today.
No, that's not fair. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
to
sorry.
prove them that it fit.
We're not going to break the internet today.
Here's my picture wearing that
No.
red.
No. What do you remember about those first 3 days?
I find out your size.
From flying me to the Philippines.
See you in our next video.